When many people think of Canada geese, they think of a bird which is so common it is almost a nuisance. Well, this is in fact something to be proud of. This is a conservation success story because it was only about a century ago that there was concern that the Canada goose was approaching extinction. In the 1800s and early 1900s, there was little regulation of hunting. This and changing of habitats as human populations expanded caused some species to become extinct, like the great auk, passenger pigeon, Carolina parakeet, heath hen, and others. And many species of bird were nearing extinction, such as wood ducks, snowy egrets, roseate spoonbills, and even the Canada goose. This changed once regulations were put in place to protect wildlife, including birds. In 1900, the Lacey Act was the first federal law to protect wildlife. And in 1918, the very powerful Migratory Bird Treaty Act protected most birds. In many states, including New York, Canada geese were essentially absent. Today, there are resident populations which live in a state all year round. While this probably was the case several hundred years ago, by the early 1900s, wild resident populations were essentially wiped out, with only some exceptions where, say, a private individual had released a handful at a nearby park, and this was a very localized phenomenon. One subspecies which is still alive today, the giant Canada goose, was actually declared extinct. Obviously, these laws which banned indiscriminate hunting were wildly successful. Today, there are an estimated 7 million Canada geese in North America. There is regulated hunting of Canada geese. It is estimated about 2 million are taken per year. But the population is stable, it is not declining. And this is once again because of those regulations in which illegal hunting will face fines and prison time. With warmer winters and the spread of grassy areas in areas that humans inhabit, where very often there are few predators, there has been a huge expansion in very recent years of resident goose populations which do not migrate or do not migrate far. These have increased from very small numbers to an estimated million Canada geese, which are residents along some portion of the Atlantic flyway. So, among other things, the Canada goose is a symbol of how successful conservation efforts can be.